Hello, welcome to my live Facebook. And which I try to talk about common sense, and I try to talk about other topics for y'all besides that, and anyone who pops up in here, congratulations, okay? If you are in here, say hello, how have you been? Now I'm about to go to Pittsburgh, take my daughters to Pittsburgh and have some fun, some pizza. Okay. But other than that, let's see. What is this to talk about today? How have you been? Hello, anyone out there? Hello, good afternoon. I know it's late to y'all guys, okay? But of course, I sometimes come up in here, popping up at some times. And anything y'all want to talk about, I am here. So I will be talking about anything you would like to talk about and discuss. And my day is going okay. I just got up an hour or two ago. Fixed some breakfast. Okay. And tomorrow morning, which will be in America, it will be 6 a.m. And so your time in Bangladesh or other places should be within that 10-hour bracket. So it will be a good time. So when I start at 6 a.m. tomorrow for the stream, make sure y'all guys be there. If not one person pop up, I cancel the stream. And I'll just push it for another day. So how are y'all all beautiful people doing? I do not recommend watching my videos if you're scared or if you have problems with being open-minded, okay? Because there's a lot of people out there who are not open-minded. And I talk about my experiences, so your experiences may be different. Come here. Look at her. Look at her. Say hello. How are you? What do you want to do? What are you doing? You can't touch that. Don't touch that. She wants to play with those little buttons on there. She want to do that face. Let me see. What does she want here? Let me see. Boat. And that is so corny, yo. Look at that. Hello.
Let's get it.
You see it, okay? Let me see. What's this
bunnies.
one? It's the bunnies, okay? Hello. How are you, babies? Okay. Let me see what this one is. Oh, cool. It got your face. It didn't get her face. Oh, there you go. Boop. Boop. Boop.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
What's this one? Tap to change. What does this one do? I have no idea.
Tap.
This makes your face a little softer or something? I think it does. Yes, it does. Well, let me just get over here. Okay. So, as you can see, I have my daughters with me, and they would like to play buttons and stuff, okay? If there's anybody who wishes to say something, gnarly, dude. Gnarly. I will actually answer your questions. Let me see if anybody's down there. Hello to you, Tariq, okay? Tariq, how have you been? How you been, Abdullah? What's going on with you, okay? Okay, you see the butterflies? Look at that. It made your lips bigger. More succulent. These the mask. There's a frame. There's the writing. There's the stamp. Yeah. Alright, now that's enough.
Pop the eggs.
Pop the eggs. Yep. So tomorrow morning I shall be starting at 6 a.m. And y'all guys, we can discuss about the similarities of words in a sentence.
Pop the eggs.
They're interchangeable. There's a lot of words just a little while ago in my group, my private group. I was just talking about how knowledgeable and intellectual can be interchangeable. Most people don't really care too much. Oh, what's this?
It's like...
Oh, happy Easter!
Look at
And if you use that in a sentence, it depends on the context. So that guy sounds very intellectual. Which one sounds better? That guy sounds very intellectual, or that guy sounds very knowledgeable. Which one sounds better? See, and you have to think about that, because actually most people don't care about that. They both sound okay, but knowledgeable is the best word to use. Knowledgeable is known intellect. Known intellect. In so many words, known intellect, okay, is that itself. Intellect is basically relating to topics, talking about different types of intellectual properties. Intellectual properties means that it could be anything. It could be from mechanics. It could be just through science. It could be through anything. If you become a Renaissance, however, you become more smarter than a regular intellectual, because you studied all sorts of genres of knowledge, and knowledge is wisdom. Okay, that's what I got my name from, because people say you have a lot of knowledge, man. Oh, you can change it. Yeah, I see. You can touch the eggs on the side. I didn't know that. It changes the egg in the center. Okay. So if anybody's there, you should say something and write something down. If you are my friend and you're in my group, you will be able to be invited. If you're following me, you will be invited. If you are not following me, however, or this group, you will not be able to be invited. So you'll just have to turn on a notification. Let me see if anybody wrote something here. Tariq Hassan, how you been? I'm listening to you and enjoying. Okay, hello to you, Tariq. Thank you. Let me answer there. Okay, Abdon Anar Sabar is watching. Hello, I wave to you. And I may not receive your message until like 10 to 40 seconds later, depending on your network. And my daughter is messing with the controls here. And that's what she's doing right now. Okay, I just got done fixing some breakfast. In a little bit, I'm going to basically cut my hair and give them a bath, and then I'm going to go to Pittsburgh, and I might pop up again during that. I may be going downtown and talking to you, so you guys are going to have to stay up and see me about in a few hours, after 6 o'clock p.m., as a matter of fact. 6 o'clock p.m.
Yes.
After 6 o'clock p.m., I should be downtown like about 6:30-ish p.m. My stream will be starting at 6 a.m. the next day. So, y'all guys, whoever is following me, there you go, okay? Learn English from a Native American, and that is cool. You don't want to learn English from a Briton, okay, do you? A bloody fucking England, okay? Though they're more astute in English, they just have a cute accent. But they don't understand the diversity of America. So they're just still stuck in their old ways. That's why they sound like that. Most of them sound like that. Most Americans don't sound like that. So do you want to receive information from a country that's more evolved in English, or do you want to receive a country that only sounds one way? Happy Easter, motherfuckers!
It's a happy birthday.
Hello, happy Easter! So many accents are in America. Not just Britain. You gotta back up.
I did it!
Yes, you did. You did it. Sometimes you see my daughters, and sometimes you will not. But my daughters are off limit, because I'm very protective, and if anything happens, I have to kill and murder people, okay? And that's a righteous way to feel. Back up. You gotta back up, okay? Okay, you touch something, then you back up to see it, okay? When raising daughters, you always are more protective than your sons. Because basically the daughters can get pregnant, they can be lured, they can be wooed. And 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't be wooing your daughters until she gets her own place. Because she is not going to be able to, she has to be able to be stable on her own. Okay? She's going to have to be stable. She shouldn't just be provided by a man. Unless that man is looking for multiple wives. Okay? But I really need hash on that. Here, and that's it. It's time for you to go. All right. Go ahead. There you go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Let me see. So, let me turn this off. Okay. Sure. And so, how is your days going? How are everything's going with y'all guys? So anything new happening? As I said before, I do my streams once or even sometimes twice a week, depending on my mood. This week I got my daughters because I want to take them to Pittsburgh and get them some pizza. Okay. And they haven't been to Pittsburgh for a while. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh is the city, and Pennsylvania is the state. And my wife is trying to be selfish, but she don't understand that we made an arrangement for custody. Okay, because she thinks that getting a divorce, I'll lose all custody. That's not true at all. Okay, but she don't understand the laws of the land. Okay, just as a woman can take advantage of a man can easily take advantage of a woman. But most men are not educated enough to take advantage of the system. So I think the matriarch is a good thing. The problem with the matriarch is that if you have large sums of money, okay, this is where you're going to lose. Okay? What did I just say? No more playing. Okay? We don't have time to play. Okay? Now go away. Go watch TV. Okay, then keep still. You can sit over there, okay? And so, let me see. What else is there to say? Okay, y'all guys got to start getting educated on how to basically protect yourselves, because men are more the victims now these days. We have women taking advantage of weak men who don't have enough knowledge, or only being pulled by a woman's beauty, but not by her mentality. Okay, and the oligarchs and also those people in power will extort money from the weak men. That's the plan. Okay, and so let me see. Okay, now see. What the hell is she walking around naked and shit? She better get some clothes on. Or her bony ass. She got a bony ass. White women don't have no bodies, okay? She bony as hell. I'm like, damn, smoking. Smoking can make you real thin. Smoking heroin or crack or anything. But other than that, I don't use any drugs. I keep my weight down on purpose so I can live longer, okay? Trust me on that. You will live longer if you keep your weight down. Okay, statistics show it, okay? So in Japan, people actually live 10 years a little longer than Americans. That's crazy, right? America should have more healthier foods, but they don't eat healthy here in America. Most Americans don't eat healthy in America. I repeat that. When you're in the basketball, when you see sports, most of the sports guys who are playing in the athletic departments, they are basically black, or also they are overweight, or they're just overweight. And then they have some skills because they went through college, so they get highlighted. And of course, they may not have done good in school, because you know what comes with bronze and bigness, okay? Stupidity, okay? We know this, okay? So, other than that, okay, anything y'all want to talk about? You want to talk about anything, Tessa? What do you want to talk about? Oh, you don't know anything. My daughter knows more than her. And it's genetics. Everything is about genetics. No longer do you study human behavior, because if you can understand genetics, the study of genetics, you understand human behavior. Because I always wondered why a group of people will basically be followers. And I'm like, and then I found out in this study that they found out if you have this particular type of gene, you're more prone to be conditioned to do certain things. And I was like, yo, but why don't they put this out there? The reason why is because of biased racism. Now, biased racism is like, even if you could find someone out just by the way they act, the way they move, the way they carry themselves. When they do those things, then you can be stereotyped. And a lot of people don't like being stereotyped. Even the person who is creating the test, like the Myers-Briggs test. As a matter of fact, I recommend everybody to take the Myers-Briggs test. And when I talk about something, you should do your research on it. Instead of learning the technicalities of English, okay, or the professional manner of it, okay, y'all basically should be studying multiple things. Understanding what new words are, new word concepts. Take a dynamic approach. I told you this, but you don't want to listen. I'm not responsible for how you educate yourself. If your memory is good, your IQ is good. I repeat, you take your ginseng, you take your ginkgo biloba, okay, to help your mind. How you been, Harris Khan? I haven't seen you for a while. Okay, if you don't know what's going on lately, I've been removing myself from different groups because they were kind of irrelevant to me, okay? They're not putting a spotlight on my personality, and they tend to shun me away because of their jealousy. So I'm not in any other private groups, only my private group that you know, which is called Mandel's Basic English Group. Only 50 people would be able to be in the private group. And so I get tired of, like, you know, being in other people's groups, and then some people behind the scenes don't appreciate me because I'm not there all the time. I'm there every week saying hello, how you been? And sometimes I'll basically post a time in which I'll do my stream, okay? But as you should know, today, which is Saturday, I got my daughters today. So I'm going to take them out to Pittsburgh because they want to go to the waterfall. They both said, "Waterfall, Daddy." And Mom said, "You can't take them now." And I said, "Bitch, are you out of your fucking mind?" And you're going to threaten me. Women always like to run to the police when they want control over your life. But it doesn't always work with every man. You could easily take the bitch out or take her and cut her body up. But that's too easy, right? That will be too easy. But other than that, what you can do is use psychology and a little bit of research. And then you'll be able to bypass a woman's threats and dangers, okay, you know. Because if you go to jail over something there's no evidence for it, then you can kill her when you get out. That's not hard to do, okay? Just make sure there's no evidence around. Make sure no dogs can sniff. You know, dogs have a strong nose, okay? Women disappear every day, you guys. And when it comes to daughters, however, okay, I prefer having sons over daughters because daughters, they have a genetic disposition, okay? Like me, I'm a Negroid, okay? So I have a genetic disposition against someone who's white who has a better memory than I do, okay? But I do have some white in me, so I have the advantage. Oh, so by studying genetics, you'll know that if you got multiple cultures within your own blood, okay, then you have the advantage over someone who does not. Okay, so if you're just pure white, you got Irish in them, like, I used to make myself hate anything. You got German, I used to so much. You guys got those things. That's not enough personality, dog. It's good to have a black gene. It's good to have a white gene. It's good to have all sorts of genes. I got 5 different genes: African, Italian, German, Indian. Okay, and I forgot the other one. Okay, so I'm confused. Look at her face. I get confused when I want to study. Lucky for me, I like to learn, okay? Because my fellow brothers who is Negroid, they don't want to hear shit I gotta say. Okay? And I'm like an Eminem to the motherfuckers, okay? But it's okay. They don't want to leave the country. There's a lot of guys who have problems in America. And if the men fall, everything will fall. The women can't keep things up like the men can. So we know this. So how long have I been rumbling on my mouth? Okay, 19 minutes. 10 more minutes now here. Y'all better start writing something. If you got something to write or something to say it or forever hold your peace. Okay, because there's a lot of scared people out there in society. And when you got scared people in society, you can't learn. You cannot learn. Okay, so you should try to get into multiple different intellectual properties. And, oh yeah, what was the other thing I was going to say? I was going to say about, accomplished. I think it was accomplished. Let me see something here. Somebody wrote me from my group. Okay, let me go in here and go scrolling. Okay, this is the good thing about Messenger app. The Messenger app, okay, you can actually open up your Messenger and look at your messages, okay? Oh yeah, my friend Syed asked me, which is a better word to use, embedded or establish? Embedded is to implant something. Embedded, to embed, means to implant something into something. Okay, so keep it simple. Don't worry about the whole sentence. If you just can remember that, embed means to implant. That's all you really need to know about that word. So depending on the sentence, let me see what other. Okay, he said which is better to use, or accomplished, established. Now, established means to have a foundation, to be secure. Okay, you're established. You have established your foundation. You have achieved your goals. You have accomplished your goals. You have established something. You have gained something. You have completed something. Okay, so you know there's two different words, so you can't use them in the same context. You can actually use them in a sentence in a way. Let me see. I've established a company in which I've learned how to embed videos into photos. You can use that whole sentence. Okay? Remember to use commas and use your punctualities correctly, or it will not be able to be understood. And Harris Khan, I just want to remind you, okay? I removed myself from private groups and other places because they're kind of irrelevant to me. Okay? They were kind of irrelevant. It doesn't matter what it is. When people invite me to these groups, I don't go into those groups. I believe I'd rather do it privately. If you see this group, then you're in the right group. And also, if there's other so-called English teachers from America, they will be in this group as well. So make this group popular and share, because it's not just me making this group, though I will be the only administrator, okay? And then before I die, I will try to make someone my secondary administrator, okay? But other than that, I haven't found nobody who's an American, who's a native, who is smart enough, because I told you most Americans are not very intelligent. They're not very, and I said very, motherfuckers. Very. Very means that they are not interested in multiple subjects of intellectual properties. They're not. White, black, doesn't matter. Okay? So, when I talk about Renaissance, that means you're learning about different intellectual properties. You're knowledgeable about a little bit of every little subject. This is why I can have a conversation with anybody. When I talk to women, I talk about multiple subjects, and they always say I have a great conversation. To be a great conversationalist is what most people in America and worldwide are not. They're not great conversationalists, because if you talk about one subject, they stop. They just stop. I can talk about this goddamn chair and shit and talk about the details of it and tell you that there's not enough stool chairs like this, like a stool. I'd be trying to look for them goddamn stool chairs in a store, and I couldn't find them, okay? I like the ones that fold up, because I think this one folds up, but I ain't gonna try to unfold it and shit. It was folded when I first got it, though. But it's good to know how to talk about multiple subjects so you will not be a dunce. You're a child in the corner with a cone hat, because you don't like to learn. And as I said before, there's multiple types of people in the world. There's people who just don't like to learn. There's people who are average about it. And then there's people who really are interested in learning. And I like to learn about everything I possibly get my hands on. And that's the difference between me and most people, and teachers too as well. And so a little earlier, I was talking about how my wife tried to say to me, I am the priority. Okay, no. You don't dictate what times they're not gonna disown me and say, you don't get no time with your children. They're not gonna say that. Women can get kind of stupid, okay? And that's why I say it's good that when you meet a woman, make sure she's ignorant enough not to know everything about whatever you're gonna bring her to. And just the same thing as your household. So let's say you've met a female if she knows no English, that's a good thing. Okay, the less English she knows, the better. The more English a woman knows, that's kind of bad. And that's why I was wondering this. Everybody was telling me, if her English is at 60%, the math says that she's going to try. And I said, yeah, that's what I want. It's at 60%, but it's not at 80. That's all I care about. She can talk to all of the idiots that she wants to. Right? That's how you got to play that game. I say, I got a plan for that. I got a plan for that. I got a plan for that. Got like 4 different plans. Even if I would have died, I got a plan. Okay? If I would have go to jail, she tried to poison me or some shit, I got a plan. Because you know why? I have other supernatural abilities, okay? Okay, but I don't want to talk about it here to scare your asses, okay? Right? Some people have different abilities, and they don't know about it until they tap in. And what are you doing? There you go, thank you. She's still trying to learn the screen. My daughter started learning the screen when she was 3. But this is the side of my wife here. My wife basically... The stupid side of my wife is in my second daughter here. It's genetics. So she's going to need a lot more of attention. She's definitely more manipulative. But my firstborn daughter, who was born in Ethiopia, she is basically pretty bright. And if you saw her a few times, you'll know that she sounds like me and talks like me. And she's 6 years old. How you been, Mofessa? Mofasa? Mofasa, Mofasa, how you been, Mofasa? I was just talking about how I'm no longer in private groups and other groups. I will repeat myself when necessary. If your internet goes in and out, that's your internet, because my internet is skyrocket here. It's like, it tells me I watch my signal all of the time. And plus I got my own little router here. I got my own router, so I no longer have to worrying about external sources out there. And so I also got 4G on my phone. 5G is coming, you guys. When you want 5G, you have to make a lot of sacrifices, y'all peoples. Okay? A lot of sacrifices must be made in order to have 5G. So COVID may be false. People keep talking about it, but nobody want to talk about tuberculosis. Like I said before, okay? I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Tuberculosis killed more than fucking COVID-19. But somebody, and it ain't no black person, made it real popular that Black Lives Matter and also COVID matters, okay? Remember, the media is destructive, okay? It's not made for you to be listening to it. It's supposed to be for entertainment purposes. Things that I say cannot be taken with a grain of salt all of the time. You have to my time is 3 o'clock p.m., as you can see there. You cannot listen or read, because most of you idiots are religious, I know. It's not your fault. You've been brainwashed, and you live in fear. There's nothing wrong with that. You can go ahead and believe in religion. There's nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, there is something wrong with it, but if you fear that much, then go ahead. If you feel yourself as a sinner and you're going to go to burner hell, you know, that logic is kind of off. I use somatics when I talk. When I say somatics, I'm talking about like, wait a minute. If God put us in this world, right, then how come he allows us to sin? Right? Okay, now I know the thought of him being kind, but if he gave us the abilities to not create sin in the first place, that's the type of God that you're worshiping. A flawed God. Okay? A flawed God. What type of God will put you in, or his children, in a realm where you can do anything you want, but then God he doesn't show himself. He doesn't show himself. You're relying on some other man. And then you say that this religion or this Quran is your source of God. And it's not. Because you didn't see God. You never saw God write the Bible. You just believe that it's the word. Or you believe that it's supposed to be. But most people don't think like that. Sorry. When I was younger, I figured out that Santa Claus, I was like, why would your parents lie to you about Santa Claus or the rabbit? Why wouldn't they just tell you the truth? To make it more spectacular or something? I never really understood that. Why would parents tell children about Santa Claus? Is it because of the holiday? Okay, but why would you lie to them? Telling them that, okay, if you're good, you know, just tell them that if you're good, I'll buy you things. Just say that. I tell my daughters all the time, like, hey, figure things out on your own. Ask a question. Okay, and I was like, I knew something was up with the Santa Claus story. Before the religion thing ever hit me when I was 7 or 8 years old, I was like, why am I saying, no, Santa Claus is magical? So you watching TV, and I'm like, is this real? You really want to know if the magic is real, right? But you never see it. So I'm like, I said, Mom, if Jesus and Allah is real, why can't they just reveal themselves to us? It's an obvious question. Everybody should answer, and everybody will come up with their different terminologies of why he doesn't show himself. But your minds are not developed yet to think like an Indigo. I was young when I got smacked a few times, okay, for asking certain particular questions, okay. But anyway, let me get the hell out of here. It's about 3 o'clock. I get in my daughter's a fucking bath for like half an hour, and since no one is actually saying nothing, you should say something. Say something or write things down. Earlier today, I was talking about inaccessibility and knowledgeable and what other word is there? Okay, I can't think of it because my daughter closed the. Let me see, who's that? Okay, let me see. Okay, approve. Okay, to request it in the broadcast. I cannot request anyone. Kazi, I can't request you to be in the broadcast because audio feedback. And once you join in, it will just distort the sound. Facebook, when we get the 5G, we won't have to worry about that. We'll see how it works with 5G. There's a lot of deaths, people saying with the COVID. I'm just going to go along with that. Okay? So there's so much to talk about in life, but let's not revolve it around the things that I talk about. Let's talk about things that you like to talk about, peoples. Okay? Try to take the Myers-Briggs test to see if you're an INTJ. If you are an intuitive thinker, okay, a judgmental thinker, or you're an extrovert or introvert. Okay, me, I'm both an introvert and an extrovert. So there's no such thing as an extrovert and no. I'm both of those things. I'm more introvert though. Okay, you're a little bit more of one or the other. But it depends on the crowd. Okay, it depends on the crowd. I'm more introvert. I don't trust most people. Okay, so other than that, since y'all have nothing to say, if you're sending me a message, I may not receive your message until like 10 to 40 seconds later. Someone said, "You just got my message." I said, "Yeah, that's the network," and you have to accept that in your country because it's not in my country. Okay. The country that uses the most electric power is not America. One time I was doing some research. Listen to this. And I found out America uses the most power. And I'm like, wait a minute. What about Japan? They're overpopulated. Nobody talking about Japan, okay? And then I guess America paid this country because some liberal didn't do the research. I'm like, what country actually uses more power? Okay, and causes more pollution? Okay, think about China now. China is overpopulated now, and they're a communist country. Okay, yeah, I don't think about the other countries in the world. I don't know why America had to pay this, and then I found out the electrical currency. They're about to start 6G over in China. 5G just rolled out. Okay, I'm like, damn, it's not fully up and running. It should be fully up and running by the end of 2022, where enough people die from the COVID, if it's true or not. But if you don't say nothing right in about 10 seconds, I'm out of here. Okay, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, a 4, a 3, a 2. What's before 2? Say 1.
1.
Yeah, you did it. You did it.
I did it.
You did it. Goodbye, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Now, I'm going to be starting a stream at about 6 a.m. I may be starting another stream before that, but this is the group, the public group I usually be on when I want to talk about something, anything. Okay, anything. Okay, sometimes you'll smile, sometimes you'll be afraid, because I'm dynamic. I'm dynamic, motherfucker. Okay, I'm like. You get upset. Don't get upset. Don't get sensitive. You can't learn if you're sensitive. You can't learn if you're stick in the mud. That means you don't have comical relief. You can't learn if you stuck with everybody else with your follower. Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of Light and Dark. Watch on my page. And I love the animals more than humans, but I don't fuck the animals. I don't fuck the animals. Okay. And of course, y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. And if you're in my private group, you'll know everything what's going on. If you're in this group, you'll know what's everything going on about me. All right? Peace.